Welcome to the B word. This is something that you never heard. We'll give you real type of fantasy. Pick up your phone and just chat with me.
Yo, it's me. They call me B. I love to talk, but not for free. About some clothes, about some D. Go grab your drink and have a seat. Press that like and hit that share, cause I'ma take you anywhere. This my story, watch and see. Now come enjoy this ride with me. Hey y'all, welcome back to the B word. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you hit the like button before you came on, and if not, hit it now. Today I wanted to talk about the infamous C word, and I don't mean come, you little nasties. Communication. I just want to touch on why communication is so hard. Not touch on it, but because I don't know why, but I just need to know like what is so hard about communication, especially while you're dating somebody. Like why is communication so hard when you're dating? Even in friendships, like people can't be honest with each other, with their friends, or they find it hard to talk about certain things. So it's just like, why at this day and age, why is it so hard to communicate? I feel like a big part of communication and why it's so hard is fear, right? I think that people fear that person's reaction, that person's response. I think people fear being left. Like if I tell you this, you might leave me. If I tell you the truth, you may dump me. And this may very well be true, but you have to give that person the option, just like I was saying with the other situation, like married men, for instance, or women for that matter, married people. If you give that person, if you meet a person you're sexually attracted to, you're physically attracted to, whatever, and you want to give that person a shot, but you're married, let that person know. Communicate with that person. Be honest with that person. That way, that put the ball in their court, and that takes all the pressure off of you, meaning that you did the right thing and you're making them accountable for their own actions moving forward. So I just don't, understand why it's so hard. I feel like I was that quiet person. I was that timid person. Like I had the fire in me, because those who know me know my mama, and they know I get it from her. So I've always had it in me, but I feel like it took me a while to come into myself and to use my voice and use it properly, because I have feelings too, and I deserve to be heard. I deserve to be respected. I deserve to be valued. So I had to start speaking up for myself. I think that might have started with my son's father, but then it dwindled a little bit. But as I got older, as I started learning things, as I started experiencing things, it's like, oh no, you can't be quiet all the time, because you find yourself like walking on eggshells, or I was putting my feelings on the back burner for other people, and that's not right. I come first. So I can't, like, if you hurting my feelings, then hey, I gotta speak up, because if you don't know that your actions or your words are hurting me, if I don't communicate that to you, how will you know to stop doing it? So I have to speak up about it. I have to have that rough conversation, that hard conversation. It may be difficult, but at the end of the day, I know it will be respected, and then we can move forward on the friendship level, on the dating level, whatever level. Like, for example, I won't even call it dating. I was in a situationship. We won't call it dating. I was in a situationship with this guy, and I'm sorry. Every time I think about it, I just be like, ugh. So he's an infamous WYDer. I'm not gonna say no names during this podcast. But he's an infamous WYDer. What you doing? So he sent me that one night. It was like, maybe it was pretty. I won't say pretty early. It was like 9. And I was like, nothing. I'm watching Netflix and chilling, whatever. He's like, oh, you want some company? And I'm like, sure. And then like 45 minutes later, he's like, oh, you got to work tomorrow? No, I'm off. What's up? And then a few minutes later, which is another thing that gets on my nerves too, like I'm a rapid texter. And I know not everyone is a responsive texter like I am, but I am, and that's annoying. Anywho, so a few minutes later, he's like, oh, I gotta be up super early. I gotta be up at 5 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, ... Like, what does that even mean? Because did you not know you had to be up when you hit me an hour ago? So I said, okay, ... And then he said something like, I'm staying in or something. Basically, he wasn't coming. So I was just like, and at first, I'm like, let it go, Brandy. Don't say nothing. Nah, B, don't trip. I was like, man, forget that. So I let a few minutes go by, and I was like, man, you know what? You do this all the time, and I don't understand why you do this. You know, you hit me up, get me excited about you coming over here, all to say that you're not coming over here. And I guess he didn't respond that night, and he woke up the next morning like, wow, oh my gosh. And I'm like, wow, what? And he's like, nothing. I was nothing. Like, you sound like you know how the guys be complaining when they say what's wrong, when we say nothing. That's how I feel. I mean, I don't do that, but I know how y'all feel now, because that's annoying when I know that it's something wrong and I'm either physically seeing it or I'm knowing from the conversation and your text that something is wrong. You say nothing. It's like, like, why as a man, why can't you just say, you know what, I didn't like when you said such and such, or it made me feel some kind of way when you said such and such. It's okay to do that. And that doesn't make you soft. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you a man. And that makes you a man that's in tune with his feelings, his emotions. And that makes you a grown man, because he can communicate things to, people of the opposite sex. It's like, there's nothing wrong with communicating. Like, dang, you was bogus for what you said, or whatever the case. I don't know. As long as you can do so respectfully, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to disrespect you. Don't disrespect me. That's it. But other than that, we should be able to communicate with each other without any problems. So, yeah, that was just that. I don't understand what it is with guys. Maybe they feel like they're going to be looked at differently, or we're not going to respect them anymore. I don't know who told them all that, but we love it. We love it when you can communicate. We love it when you can listen to us and take heed to what we're saying and spit that back or recite that back to us, or remember something in the back of your head, like something we said a week ago. We love that. So I just don't understand. I had another guy who was trying to date me, and we had went to high school together, and I don't know what happened, but for a short period of time, it was a bunch of people from school, like high school, that was hitting me in my DMs. Just like, what in the world's going on? Anywho, I know a lot of people that do this, especially us women, but if a new guy comes across, you're gonna do the investigating, right? So he graduated the year before me, and I talked to a couple people, not a lot. I wasn't like no cool kid, so I don't even really talk to a lot of people from that school, and definitely not from that class. So there were two particular girls that I, talked to. I've kicked it with on a couple of occasions, and I felt comfortable enough to hit them up about this particular guy. And they told me, just like, girl, do you see, you'll see for yourself, just fill him out or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Long story short, like, it turns out that he had like a situation with he was dating one of them, but they were friends, but he was dating one of them, and it was just kind of like a little sticky situation. But I had told him about it. Fault on my part. I definitely talked too much. Like, I didn't mean to tell him that part, that I had asked them about him, but it just came out, like, whatever. And I knew from the point where he knew that I had did some investigating, he felt a little weird. But instead of just saying that, he like, pushed away. He backed off. But, eventually he did say, it kind of weirded me out, and then we went out and he's like, oh, well, we gonna be cool. I'm like, yeah, I guess. But we weren't cool after that because we never recovered. We went out that one time, didn't hear from him after that. But it's just like, why can't you say that? What's wrong with you saying like, that made me feel some kind of way? Like, yeah, that's kind of weird. Or even if you did, at the point where he did say that, and when we went out, it's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get past that. You're a cool person, but I don't think this is gonna work out. Why dudes be like ghosting? Well, why people do that? Like, this, it's annoying. And I'm just like, okay, well, you could have just said that. Like, we didn't even have to get to this point. We could have, nipped all that in the bud a long time ago. If you just communicate and open your mouth, it will be fine. We don't even have to go through that. We don't have to waste all our time, our effort, our money, none of that. If you just communicate, you cool, but, I think we'll be better off as friends. Or, you could be my hookah buddy or whatever. I don't know. But it's just like, why can't we talk about things? Why can't we talk? Because at the end of the day, communication is key in whatever relationship, friendship, whatever ship you got. Communication is key. I don't want to waste my time. Or if I'm dating you, hey, something came up, we got plans, something came up, but I don't hear from you, even though we got a planned day. It's like, what's wrong with you picking up the phone and say, hey, something happened, can we reschedule or something? I had that with another guy. He had just like totally ghosted me. It's just like, and then hit me up the next day like, oh, well, such and such happened. Okay, you couldn't hit me up yesterday and tell me that such and such happened. I'm a very understanding person, very understanding. And I know that life happens, but that's what communication comes. Or even if you send me like a quick text, hey, my bad, I'm not gonna be able to do it, or whatever the case. It's just like, we can't live without communication. It's what keeps stuff going. It's what keeps things alive. And it's just, it should be simple, but people make it so hard. So I don't know. Communicate. Let people know. Let people know your feelings, even from jump. Like my things, I won't say downfall, but one of my things that I think is I feel like I move too fast sometimes, and it's like, okay, we get married and all, not that fast, but definitely on some, okay, it's been 2 months, what we doing here? So it's not that I want to rush things, but I need to know. I don't want to be in the dark. I like to know things. I feel like I look cross-eyed. I'm still getting used to this camera thing, y'all, but y'all let me know if I look cross-eyed. But yeah, I feel like I need to know. Like, I want to know where we are. I want to know what your intentions are for this. I want to know where we are going. Because if we're not on the same page, I could be thinking that it's just me and you out here in these streets. So I think the communication is necessary. Okay, well, let's just exclusively date for a while. Okay, let's just date, but also see other people for a while. Okay, I think I have very strong feelings for you. I want to see you exclusively. What is wrong with that? We are in our 30s now at this point. I just don't understand why we can't communicate. It's not that hard. I was a communications major, but I'm here to tell you that it's not that hard, people. It'll make life much, much easier. But yeah, such a simple concept, but it's so hard and so complex at the same time. So that's that. Don't forget to like, y'all. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friend to subscribe. And I'll be seeing you.
This has been a